The flashing lights of the BET Awards red carpet always bring out surprising moments. Stars glide down the carpet in designer suits and dresses, music pulses faintly in the background, and the media scrambles to grab those quick interviews that might yield a headline. But no one expected a legend of a previous musical era to offer one of the most viral moments of the night, especially not when the conversation turned toward Kendrick Lamar. Teddy Riley, the pioneering producer and the godfather of New Jack Swing, is no stranger to hits. From creating groundbreaking records with Guy, Blackstreet, Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown, and countless others, Teddy's catalog of timeless music spans decades. He has seen trends come and go, from the swing-driven beats of the 80s and 90s to the trap-dominant sound of today's charts. So when Uproxx caught up with him on the red carpet, they naturally wanted to know, what modern track could get Teddy Riley himself onto the dance floor? Welcome to Celebrity Rap Life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in Celebrity Rap Life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. Without hesitation, Teddy leaned into the mic with a confident smile. Humble. Kendrick Lamar, he declared, his voice booming with conviction. It wasn't a casual answer, and Teddy made sure to clarify just how much that record meant to him. That's my favorite song of all time, he continued, the energy in his voice unmistakable. That's the one that made me fall in love with Kendrick's music. For a moment, the red carpet interviewer seemed surprised. This wasn't just an obligatory name drop of a popular artist to sound relevant. Teddy Riley meant every word. As cameras flashed and bystanders paused to listen, Teddy expanded on what drew him to Kendrick Lamar's work and why Humble held such a special place in his heart. It wasn't just about the beat, although Teddy, a master of rhythm, certainly appreciated it. Nor was it just the lyricism, though Kendrick's sharp, incisive bars obviously resonated with a writer like Teddy. It was something deeper. When I first heard Humble, I said to myself, this cat is on another level, Teddy recalled. I had listened to Kendrick's early mixtapes back in the day. I knew he could spit, but I didn't think he'd come out with a record like this. In Teddy's world, versatility is king. He spent his life blending genres and pushing musical boundaries, so he naturally recognized the complexity in Kendrick's artistry. A lot of people thought Kendrick was one-dimensional, Teddy explained. They thought he could only do that conscious rap, that underground sound. But when I heard Humble, I knew he was multi-dimensional. He spoke passionately about how that track shifted his perception of Kendrick Lamar as an artist. You gotta understand, coming from my era, when someone can make a hit that hits the club, the radio, and still keeps that lyrical edge, that's not easy. That's genius. For Teddy, it wasn't just about the club appeal. It was about what the song represented, Kendrick's evolution. That's what made me go back and listen to all his albums again, he said. And then I started going even deeper. I started digging into those early mixtapes again. You can hear it. He always had that potential. He paused for a moment, as if reflecting on Kendrick's journey. It's funny, he added, sometimes as an artist you know why another artist taps in a certain way. You can feel it. People probably doubted him, probably boxed him in, and he came with a record that just blew all that away. That's why Humble is my jam. Teddy didn't stop there. The competitive fire that drove him in the New Jack Swing era still clearly burned. With a playful glint in his eye, he leaned back into the mic and added with a sly grin, and don't get it twisted, I can make a hit like that too. It was a bold statement, but anyone familiar with Riley's resume knew it wasn't just talk. This was the same producer who had crafted classics that still move dance floors decades later. The idea that he could return to the studio and conjure a modern smash like Humble wasn't far-fetched, it was a tantalizing possibility. As the red carpet moment went viral online, hip-hop fans and old-school R&B heads alike found themselves intrigued. Here was one of the architects of an entire musical movement giving full props to a modern-day rap icon, and doing so in a way that bridged generations. The comment sections lit up with debates and celebrations. Could Teddy Riley really pull it off in today's landscape? Would he and Kendrick ever collaborate? The possibilities sparked imagination across the music world. But beyond the headlines, the interview revealed something deeper, true respect between artists across genres and eras. It underscored Kendrick Lamar's extraordinary ability to reach beyond the traditional boundaries of hip-hop and resonate with musicians from vastly different backgrounds. For someone like Teddy Riley, who witnessed the evolution of hip-hop from the breakdancing days of the early 80s to today's digital age, the respect didn't come lightly. Humble itself is a song built on contradictions. It's brash yet vulnerable, boastful yet self-aware. Backed by a hypnotic, minimalist beat, the track pulses with infectious energy, pushing listeners onto the dance floor while delivering sharp commentary on fame and ego. It's a tightrope act that few rappers could pull off, and Teddy Riley, a man who knows a thing or two about balancing groove with substance, instantly recognized the mastery behind it. That ability to innovate while staying true to one's voice is what Teddy seemed to admire most in Kendrick. "You can't just chase trends," he explained in a later backstage conversation. "If you do that, you're always late. But Kendrick, he leads. He makes people come to him. That's why I respect him." As the BET Awards continued inside and the show unfolded with its usual spectacle, Teddy's red carpet comments continued to echo online. Journalists and bloggers dissected the moment, noting how rare it was for a legend of Teddy Riley's stature to openly crown a contemporary track as their all-time favorite. But for those who truly understood Teddy Riley's history, a man who helped birth an entire sound, who worked alongside Michael Jackson on Dangerous, who produced for icons across R&B and hip-hop, it made perfect sense. Great artists recognize greatness, no matter the era. And in Humble, Teddy Riley saw a reflection of the kind of fearless artistry he had always championed. In a music industry that often divides artists by genre, age, and era, moments like this serve as a reminder that true artistry transcends categories. Teddy Riley's open praise for Kendrick Lamar was more than just a soundbite. It was a nod of respect from one visionary to another, an acknowledgement that Kendrick had not only mastered his craft but had done so in a way that resonated far beyond the rap world. And for the fans watching at home and scrolling through social media, it was a powerful message. No matter how many years pass, no matter how the sounds shift and styles evolve, a great song will always speak for itself. It can move your body, inspire your mind, and bridge the gap between generations. Teddy Riley, the pioneering producer and the godfather of New Jack Swing, is no stranger to hits. From creating groundbreaking records with Guy, Blackstreet, Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown, and countless others, Teddy's catalog of timeless music spans decades. He has seen trends come and go, from the swing-driven beats of the 80s and 90s to the trap-dominant sound of today's charts. So when Uproxx caught up with him on the red carpet, they naturally wanted to know, what modern track could get Teddy Riley himself onto the dance floor? So the next time you hear Humble pulsing through speakers at a party, remember this moment. Picture Teddy Riley, the man who made the world dance with no diggity, hearing that same track and feeling compelled to hit the floor. Because in the end, great music is timeless. And when one legend salutes another, it reminds us why we fell in love with this art form in the first place. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.